Hey out there in slotcar land, how's everybody doing this fine weekend? Hope your quarantine is going well, as it were, and hope you're getting a lot done when it comes to working on your cars and everything. And hopefully we'll be back racing real soon. We're all getting itchy to race, and we just want to get some racing in and have some fun and all that kind of stuff. So let's just get on with the episode today. Today we are going to be continuing to work on our Magnatraction car. This will be making your Magnatraction car faster part 2. I got a couple of things that we can do today to make this, hopefully make it a little faster. I'm sorry about not being able to see the dyno in the last video, but I'll definitely fix that problem today, and you guys will be able to see what we're doing and how the numbers are coming out on the dyno. So the two things, we're going to definitely do two things today. We might even get on the track and check the handling on the racetrack with this car as well. We'll throw a body on it and we'll go run on the track and see how well it handles and all that kind of stuff, and see if there's some handling things we can do. But first thing we're going to do today is we're going to replace the plastic idler gear on this car with a brass idler gear after we polish it, and we'll show you guys that. But if you guys remember in the last video, we were at 146 on the dyno. We started at 1.78. Box stock, nothing done to it. All I did to this car was clean it. We shimmed the motor magnets and it jumped to 2.46. So let's take a look and I'll show you guys. We'll get it on the dyno here. And I'll cover up, give you guys a little chance so you guys can actually see the numbers. And if I steady it, you guys can see, we'll give it a second here. It'll be up into the 150s actually. There's 147. I just had it on here a second ago, so it just kind of cooled down. There's 148, 149, 150 or 250. 2.51. So as you can see, we've made a marked improvement on this car just by shimming the motor magnets. So that is really cool. So now we're just going to take this off. We're going to take this over to the grinder, and I'll show you guys what we're going to be doing with the grinder. And how we're going to polish this idler gear up. Get my makeshift box here that we use during bi-weeklies, and I'll move you guys over here and down. Now you can get one of these at Harbor Freight. I think I paid $39.99 for this. With the attachment, so it's like a Dremel, but it's it's on the end, and it's you don't have to worry about battery life and whatever. And it comes with a regular grinding wheel, and then it comes with this soft, pliable wheel on the other end for polishing stuff. And this is the one we're going to use today. Over here a little bit, and you guys can see what I'm doing. So just gotta be kind of careful. Go slow, hold it tight. Don't get it too hot, but you can't hold on to it. Whoop. Hey, come back here. As it runs away from me. You can also do this with your T-Jet idler gears. Matter of fact, if you're building a new freight car, you're going to want to do this on all your gears. As you can see, see that reflection, how shiny she's getting. Oh, come back here. Alright, so that's probably pretty good. So I'm going to bring you guys back up here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the end here that I've got a wire wheel on. And we're going to kind of just clean this up a little bit. Try to make it a little even. Alright, that should be pretty good. Now, let's turn this off for a quick sec. Let's get out. Forgot to get out a screwdriver. Let's take the motor clip off. And these ones are a little harder to clean because of the little tabs right here on the side, but you also want to do the your motor plate clip as well. So clean this up a little bit, get some of the oil off of it first. Once again, we're going to be using the handheld with the wire brush, and just kind of come in here, give this a little polishing. Make it look it all pretty and such. Alright. Now that we got that done, let's take this out. Let's take out the plastic idler gear. Add a little more oil. Put in the brass idler gear. Test your fit. Looks pretty good. Put our motor clip back on. Make sure it's secure. Run it a little bit here. Whoop. See. And actually, it did not, it actually hurt it. So, as you can see, it's not turning as high as it was. We've actually brought it down a little bit. As you guys can see, we're way down actually. So it's probably the weight of that brass idler gear has brought the motor down. So that was a fail on that. So we'll attribute that. So as you guys can see, we're just kind of experimenting a little bit. I did this with all my T-jets, and it really helped them out. But as you can see, this is not helping this car out any. So let's take this back off, and let's put the brass idler gear back in it, or the plastic. Let's do something with this real quick. Let's take our buffer, our cloth buffer from our Dremel. We can polish the bottom side of this plastic one just a tad. And this is what you got to do when you're working on your cars. It's a huge trial and error thing with these. So let's turn around here. And we'll do a little come back here. Do the bottom side. Especially right there by that. There seems to be a little bit of a tick there from the plastic. Alright, let's see what that does. See if that does anything for us. Motor clip back on it. Woo! Dyno back, or the camera back over here, so you guys can. Give it a little oil here. There we go. Well, there we are. So now we polished the plastic idler gear and we're up to 254. So just by running the wire buffer, the cloth buffer wheel over the plastic gear, we've jumped a little bit. So it's like 250, tops out at 255, 258. So there's a little bit of a thing. So there, as you guys can see there, we did a little trial and error there. We tried the brass one, which I was just doing that because it helped my T-Jet. So I figured we'd try that with that car, and it actually hurt it. So it was at like 2 flat plastic. So we're at what did we say? We saw 258 out of that. So once again, it's just trial and error with these cars. So try something. I can, get a dyno, try it, put it on there, go back to it, come back, do whatever you need to do, and it works, keeps working. So now we're going to do something for our conductivity when it comes to our pickup shoes. We're going to take off the pickup shoes and we're going to polish. Get my part holder out here, my trusty Vonco part holder. Go check out Vonco slot car tools on Facebook. Got a lot of cool stuff. So we're gonna go get this out, and so we've got something to put our springs and stuff in. So what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna want to polish here on the pickup shoe, the little hook here that hooks into the chassis. And then the other thing that we're gonna polish up the pickup shoe spring is the hoop where it holds it on the chassis. So you're going to have to cut a thin piece of really fine sandpaper, wide enough to fit in there, so you can kind of polish it. Now what we're going to use to polish your shoes is just the regular wire wheel. And another thing that you can probably polish with the wire wheel on the chassis is the cups that hold the pickup shoe spring, because they also conduct electricity from the track through the pickup shoe into the motor. So that's another place where you can make some more power and whatnot. So we need to change back on to our wire wheel here. Another thing this will help too, it'll help the movement of the shoe up and down in that holder as well. It'll knock off any spurs or anything, or any high or low point that you have on the shoe, and it'll help it move easier. It'll also keep it from, help keep it from sticking and getting a stuck shoe as well. So we're going to polish the back side of the pickup shoe, the downside, and then we're going to polish the other side, especially right around where the spring sits on the back side of the shoe as well. We might have to do a little bit of readjustments on the shoe just to make sure we're not pushing back on our shoes the way we had them set up. There's that one. Okay, now let's just do the cups. Be careful on this, doing this, that you don't screw your chassis up any. Alright, so now let's cut us a piece of really fine sandpaper. Gonna have to be kind of narrow. Nope, it's gonna have to be narrower than that. Put it through this way. Maybe, possibly, maybe. Alright, so I got it. So as you can see, I went from the front side through on this. So I'm going to bring it over here to the vise so we can get a little bit of stability here. We're just going to put it right in here. As it falls on the floor. Just put it in here just enough to hold it. There. Don't want to squeeze it too much. And just take your sandpaper and get up underneath that and just polish it a little bit. Okay, so you guys kind of get the drift there. I'm going to do the other side and I'll be back. Alright, so got that taken care of. So now let's put it back together. Got both sides sanded down. So let's get these back on here. Let's get the shoes back on it. And we'll make sure we'll put it on our leveler. Dang it, oh there it is. Okay, now we got them both on there. As you can see, we're back to our same situation again. So we're going to have to adjust the shoes a little bit in a minute. But let's just see what this has done for our conductivity, if anything. Let it get warmed back up here. So it looks like we're probably right around the same, 151, 2.51. She seems to be a little calmer though. Do a little bit of oiling here. Come on. There we go. So 249. So we're still right around right where we were at. So something else you might want to take a look at is your motor brushes. You might want to change those, but something else you can do, and I have to show you guys, is you can take a soldering iron, get some paper towels, kind of make a couple of layers of paper towels, fold them up, put them down, and put your motor brush on the paper towel, and take your soldering iron and touch it to your motor brush, and watch all the oil and stuff come out of your motor brushes. This is if you don't have any new pairs. If you got a new pair of motor brushes, I suggest changing them out. But if you don't, that's something else you can do to make it a little bit more, to get some more life out of them and pull some of that oil that they've soaked up out of them a little bit. So in the next one, I think we're going to stop right here. I got quite a bit here, and the battery on the GoPro for some reason is getting kind of low. So we're going to stop here, and I'll show you guys how to do that. I don't think I've showed you guys. I'll have to go back and look. I'm not sure if I showed you guys how to do that or not. But we'll in the next one, we'll continue with this a little bit. We'll do a couple other things. Maybe we'll do that, and then we'll take a look at a couple other things with this car and see if we can't even get it better. But it looks like we're topping out at 2.58 right now with this car. With the polishing of the plastic gear, blah, 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 I might do a little bit more of that, see if I can't get it even a little better. I've got some plastic polish. I can plastic polish it, and we'll see what we come up with there. And then we'll do that motor brush thing, and we'll see what else that gets us. And then we'll in that episode we'll put a body on it, and we'll throw it on the racetrack, and we'll start looking at some handling things. This body's fairly flat, so I don't think there's a whole lot we need to do to this car handling wise. But we'll see what kind of lap times we can get on the racetrack. So I hope this helps you guys out with your Magnatraction car. I'm going to have a look what the mailman brought here pretty soon. I just ordered 2 more things from VRP products. VRP slot car racing products. I'll show you what they are when they get here, and we'll show you what you can do with them when they get here. So be on the lookout for that as well, and continue to have a great week. And remember, keep the pin in the slot, keep them wheels on the downside, keep racing slot cars, and we'll talk to you guys next week with the bi-weekly feature car. And then the week after that, we'll be back on this car again, doing a little bit more things here with this car, seeing if we can't pull any more speed out of this car. We might have topped it out, but there's a few other things that we can do to throw at it to see if we can't even get it faster. And maybe even with the new things that are coming from VRP, maybe we can even do a couple more things to this car, and I'll show you how to use that too. So catch you guys later. I'm out. Bye.